Hi, Kenji Taguma here, president of the Nichi Foundation, editor-in-chief of the Nichi Weekly. I don't know about you, but I'm getting pretty exhausted now. It's been a very great inspiration putting this together over the last few days, couple weeks. If anyone knows me, I get really inspired and intense. I put intense focus on projects as they come along, and this was one of them. I'm really proud to announce that we have so far raised 123,582 when our goal was 100,000. Um, and I know that there are some more funds coming in. So we have the Day of Giving portal open for a while if people wanted to contribute more. People have said that they would. The KW Lee Reporting Fund, the Waymaya Education Fund, the Internship Fund, um, they're all open, as well as the general portal as well. Again, these are uncertain times, so we don't know what's in it for the future. But I'm really proud that since this pandemic, we found a way to work remotely since March 17th. Some of my staff have not been in the office, um, although I still come in every now and then. Um, and while some newspapers have actually halted publication, reduced pages, and otherwise, we did the exact opposite. Our editorial staff knew that we had to be here for our community now more than ever as we grow increasingly isolated. And our motto, our mission is to keep the community connected, informed, and empowered. So we took on the challenge and we became a lot more creative. We launched new things like origami lessons in collaboration with Linda Mihara of Paper Tree, Nihongo Corner, Japanese language lessons in collaboration with Lincoln High, um, Japanese language teacher Arisa Hiroi, who you heard from. We have stay-at-home Japanese recipes with the very popular Namiko Chen of Just One Cookbook .com. Go visit them. We put together culturally relevant crossword and word search puzzles to help increasingly isolated community. We started a community spotlight on nonprofits and small businesses working through the pandemic and adapting to the pandemic. Due to a grant from Renaissance Journalism, we were able to increase our COVID-19 coverage, and we're proud of that. A lot of this new coverage, expanded features, was due to a grant we received last year from the Henry and Tomoya Takahashi Charitable Foundation. And we're really proud of the support that we receive from them because to us, we're on the back of pioneers, whether it's the Nichibei Shimbun from 1899, 121 years ago, or the Nichibei Times, which was formed right after the war as the first Northern California Japanese American newspaper to get the community reconnected after their devastating wartime incarceration. But we're really proud because Henry Takahashi was one of the editorial staff members of the Nichibei, and so we're working to uphold that legacy. And as the last Japanese American community newspaper here, documenting our history for generations to come, we really think it's important. We were born in the worst economic climate in 40 years. We're living through another bad economic climate 10 years later. But we know that we needed to support other nonprofits in the community and document our history for generations to come, for researchers 50, 100 years down the line. We validate our experience from what one community leader told me. So we take it seriously, and we're glad that we're able to be so prolific during the pandemic. We launched a Genki Aging series of aging in the Japanese American community with funding from the JA Community Fund. So we had some resources that have come up or have we're using from last year as grants. So we could use any by nature. We try to serve the community. We're looking at providing nonprofits for free comp advertising for their fundraiser. We want to do what we can to support other nonprofits who are struggling during these times as well, and be that resource that we can. So we're really proud of all that we're doing and adding. today, purposely, I wanted other people, our staff, our interns, our board to get shared some of the spotlight. And I'm really glad that we had the opportunity, and really am touched by how people were so committed. And my former interns from 20 years ago, Takeno, Jeff, Maho in Japan, I'm still blessed to still be in contact with you for so long. And like I was telling someone today, it's all through the power of karaoke. All the late night karaoke sessions that we used to have, whether at a karaoke box or at the. But we're proud that we have half of our staff are former interns now, and I truly believe in trying to prepare the younger generation to take over community institutions. So we have to find ways that we can do that. So yeah, to our staff and our board that are no longer with us, we hope you can be connected. Some of our staff carried on from the Nichibei Times to the Nichibei Weekly, and the only one who's been here since then is my managing editor, Heather Horiuchi. And I can't say enough how Heather has been a rock, whether it's when I'm dealing with my parents' deaths, when we have the 3/11 earthquake and tsunami and all the events that happen, and when we had this pandemic where she's managing our writers remotely, and constantly keeping in contact with them. She's really that glue that holds the office together, and her efficiency makes up for my inefficiency. So, yeah, my only talent is that I know how to not sleep. Many staff have been great over the years, and I'm sorry. This is since we didn't have a 10th anniversary, this is kind of a rambling reflection. Just wanted to point out a couple of people. Alec McDonald, when we first turned into a nonprofit, we didn't really have any money. We had a couple of $5,000 donations, and we tried to raise as much as we could in the 3 weeks that we had since the Times closed. But it was very done haphazardly. But Alec stood up and say, "Hey, I have other sources of income. I'll volunteer for 6 months so that other people could get paid." And I took the lead from him. I said, "Yeah, well, I had some severance from the old Nichibei Times, so if anyone has to sacrifice, I'm gonna join that." Taking Alec's lead, so I really appreciate Alec, who's always going to be a founder of the foundation, in whatever way, and always an inspiration. 3 years ago, 2017, we started Nichibei Day Giving because we needed to, as our board members Greg Inaba and Alan Matsui alluded to. We were knee-deep in printing debt, or neck-high in printing debt. For the first time, I didn't know. I was always confident throughout this journey, but for the first time, I didn't know if we could make it. And then a couple things happened. We had one of our interns stepped up, Lindsay Yamamoto, and became filling so many holes with memberships, advertising programs, and she learned how to use our fundraising platform and helped to create the first day of giving. And we raised $63,000 in a matter of 2-3 weeks. And our board was also empowered to become fundraisers for the first time. 4 of us raising $5,000. So I think that was a turning point. And since then, I think we found our footing. And it's a little bit hard to predict this year because of the likelihood that advertising is going to continue at what it was is going to be pretty difficult given the situation. But we want to do what we can to support businesses. We put together a great SF San Francisco Japantown map and directory, which we purposely use to empower Japantown. We get it distributed to 300 locations across the Bay Area to promote Japantown. So that's part of our mission, and preserving Japanese culture to our Japanese Culture and Cherry Blossoms Festival Guide, and empowering filmmakers through our Films of Remembrance program, which we hope to take across the country. we took it to New York, and we were looking at doing Chicago until the pandemic hit. But there are many cities that we want to bring it to, and big plans for that too. Lastly, over the last month, talking about intense projects, we had this virtual remembrance of the Hiroshima Nagasaki bombings, and we had this opportunity where we turned Day of Giving based upon the confidence and skills that we received from doing the virtual remembrance. We turned our office into a production studio, and this would have never have happened if it wasn't for our producer, videographer, editor extraordinaire, Greg Valoria, and our wonderful Nikkei community intern, Kelly Yokoi. And I think we're going to try to get Kelly and Greg on TV just because I think she starts tomorrow. Hi, Kelly, starts school tomorrow at Northeastern. And I guess this is technically the last day, although we're going to have her continue. And my goal is to raise enough money so we can hire her when she gets out of school. But Kelly has been such a great asset, creating graphics, videos, doing marketing, editing a lot of the videos that we've seen. Greg, Kelly, and I have been editing a lot of videos over the. Kelly was editing videos at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning today. So, Kelly, can you take a bow? Are you still there? Oh, there you go. Take a bow. We're really privileged to have Kelly this summer, and Greg, my partner in crime. You know, we there you go. He's everybody's go-to video guy, and it's great that we turned Nichi Base into Nichi Base Studios, and we're looking to do more videos in the future. So the other thing too is Greg, Kelly, and I, and Gary Otake have been working on rebuilding our website, which is another project that was funded by the Henry and Tomoe Takahashi Charitable Foundation. And we're trying to make this website as community serving as possible to help promote community events, particularly nonprofit events, and to serve as a resource for news, culture, events, community resources. So we look forward to presenting that to you in the near future. We've been working hard on that in between all these other projects. So that's something to look forward to. I think these last couple of projects kind of held that one back. But anyways, we have a free trial subscription offer through the end of September, 3 months, and we hope that you could get a trial subscription, either premium, print and digital, or just a digital. If you don't like paper, or if you live far away, you could get the digital. It comes out on every other Thursday. You'll get it at Thursday at noon. It's faster than the post office, and even in Japan too. So try us out. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and this is all part of our efforts to build community, whether it's through our programs in different cities, going to New York and trying to build connections there, going to San Jose. We're looking at potentially San Jose office or desk if anyone knows of any space in San Jose's Japantown. We'd love to have a presence there, and we'd love to continue to do fun things like the Soy and Tofu Festival, serious things like the Films of Remembrance, and other family fun things like the baseball games, baseball events with the A's that were also canceled this year. So from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for supporting our staff. The hard work and dedication that our staff does is really inspiring to me, and all these interns. I didn't tell them to say my name, by the way. They have been. I'm really proud of what many of them have become and how they are still committed and to community in many ways, as well as our board. Who have done the bulk of our programmatic help, as we've only had about 4 full-time equivalents over the last few years. But yeah. So I think that's it. I'm sure we're getting more donations, and please feel free to continue. I know we're going to keep the portal open for a while, for a few weeks or days, But lastly, I think we are going to close with a special performance by Gary Wang, who was a performer of the alumni group of Nikkei Chorale Ensemble of UC Berkeley, a group that we've used many times before. Their acronym is NICE, Nikkei Chorale Ensemble, but the alumni is MEAN, which stands for Members Even After NICE. Get it? Nice and mean. So without further ado, I thank you again, and thank you, especially to the Craig Foundation. Last year's monumental contribution helped to establish salary increases for our hardworking staff, as well as our first retirement program. So we can't thank the Craig Foundation enough. And also our sustaining sponsor, the Henry and Tomoya Takahashi Charitable Foundation, which really has given us wings throughout these last 10 years of tremendous support. As a young nonprofit, we don't have the entrenched fundraising mechanisms that other nonprofits do. So we had to rely upon whatever sources we can get. And we're just glad that the Takahashi Foundation has come to our aid and has really believed in our mission. We would not be here without them. And also funders like the JA Community Foundation, Renaissance Journalism, San Francisco Japantown Foundation, and the Moriguchi Fund, which today gave us a $20,000 check. We're really indebted to you, and we'll keep on fighting to preserve the community as much as we can. So without further ado, let's hear it for Gary Wang.
When I am down and know my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can meet. When I am down and know my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can meet. When I am down and know my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.